Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends and fellows. How are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. Dear friend, look, all of us want to be something, become something. All of us want to reach somewhere. All of us want to attain something. So that is quite natural. And all of these things are called goals. So these things are actually our goals. Having the goals, I think it is very important in our life. Otherwise, if at all there are no goals, or if at all the goals are not very clear, it actually means that we keep drifting from this point to that point, and we will be having no control upon our life, and we will be like a vehicle, like a boat without a proper control system, without a proper navigation, without a proper destination, without a proper with direction. So, dear friends and fellows, it is very important indeed that we people do have a very clear goals. So today we are going to present certain tips about the goal setting, because goal setting is really very vital and very interesting, very important indeed. So my dear friends and fellows, so let's talk about the goal setting. Let's talk about the goal setting, as the goal setting is very important. So there are certain conditions we must meet, and if at all we fail to do that, what is going to happen then? I think that we will be wasting our time, we will be wasting our energy, we will be wasting our resources, etc, etc. So let's talk about the very important tips about the goal setting. First of all, it is that we must outline, we must outline short-term and long-term goals. We must outline short and long-term goals in significant areas of our life. We must outline short and long-term goals in significant areas of our life. All areas are not significant. There are certain, there are different areas, like health is an area, family is an area, like livelihood is an area, and like there are certain other areas as well. So I think it is very important indeed that we do, set short and long term goals in the significant areas of our life. So that is the first thing. Now the second thing is, that focus on one or two goals at a time. Focus on one or two goals at a time and break them down into smaller milestones. Yes, not too many goals at the same time, not too many goals at the same time, rather one or two goals at a time to focus upon. This is the number one thing. Now the number two thing is that we need to break each goal into several milestones, several measurable milestones. Milestone mean actually you are traveling from Islamabad to Lahore, and then after obviously there are milestones written at certain and several places, so that we are better able to evaluate, how much of the travel has been done. So we do have to break them down into smaller milestone, and then it is actually, now the next thing is that we need to meet the five conditions. Every goal we are setting must be having the five, must meet five conditions. What are those five conditions, by the way? First of all, the goal must be, our goal must be specific one, mean it should be very clearly defined, and there must not be any sort of ambiguity in it at all. It must be specific one. And now the second thing is that apart from being specific, it must be measurable. Measurability mean that if at all I want to walk, let's say I want to walk 10 kilometers, so I should be able to, or 1 hour, whatever it is, I should be able to measure how much of this has been done in the first week. Mean like I made a habit of walking, let's say the 3 kilometers in the first week, and in the coming week I am going to raise it from 3 to 4 kilometers, etc, etc. It must be measurable. If at all somebody want to achieve 100,000 or 1 million or whatsoever, they should be able to measure it. It is measurable that how much of it has been achieved, So, my dear friend, that is the second condition. Now, the third is it must be attainable. The third is that it must be attainable, mean it must be realistic one. It must not be like a wish list that you want to achieve that much big thing at the same time. It should be rather, it should be attainable. And now the fourth condition is that it must be relevant. Relevancy means that whatever goals I'm setting, it must be relevant enough. And relevancy actually means that I should be able to, it will be bringing very good pleasant effects and upon my life. So that is actually the relevancy, being relevant. And now the fifth and the last is that it must be time bound. Time bound means that I want to achieve this thing by the end of 2024. So that is meant by the time bound. So these conditions must be met, whatever goal I am going to set, whatever goal you are going to set. And now the last thing is that reevaluate and adopt goals periodically as priorities and circumstances evolve. Actually mean that circumstances are changing. The priorities of a person, the priorities of an individual might change at the same time. So what we need to do is that after each 15 days, either fortnightly or monthly, we must be able to reevaluate it, whether it is still as much important to me as it was at the time of beginning. So that's all from me at the moment. Thank you very much.